Welcome to these devotions for today, Tuesday, as we are into this new week. A week where there is always possibilities and hope. A week where there is always challenges and the unexpected. All these are things that we are aware of as we journey through this world together. And so as we begin this new week together, we do so with all of that in mind. Yet we plod on because we know that we are not alone, that there is a cloud of witnesses surrounding us, their guides, their angels, their ascended ones that have come to our help, because the entire existence desires that we all be one. This was a prayer that Jesus offered for his disciples, that they may be one. So the intention is oneness. And so all efforts are being made to bring us into that place of oneness. And so we must do our part. We must do our little bit in this work in order that the work may be accomplished. So I encourage you as we continue this journey together that you try your best to do what you can in this work. Remember, it is your work. Only you can do it. Let us now enter our period of meditation and stillness, knowing the divine presence in our lives, knowing that God is with us, and God is here. And so we set our intention to be open to God in these moments. We turn our attention inward as we become aware of our breath, as we breathe in and as we breathe out. We feel that presence deep within our heart. And we have that sense of gratitude. Gratitude for the divine presence. Gratitude for this gift of life. Wherever we are, we bring folks into our heart, especially those whom we are aware of who really need that sense of connection, that sense of being a part of something greater, who need to experience the divine love. I pray we will know. I pray we will allow that sense of the divine presence into us at this time. And feel ourselves expanding and accommodating all those who really need that divine presence, that love. Just in your heart of hearts, just intentionally bring persons in whom you know really, really need this love and this care. Just bring them in. and allow them to feel. Ask that they be allowed to feel and to know that they're in this space at this moment. Let that love so surround them that they may feel the presence, the release. Especially those young ones who are struggling, some of whom have even attempted self-harm. Just bring them in and let that divine light radiate and help them to see differently. Give them hope in the midst of their despair. And may we ourselves remember that we are called to bring hope into the world. Hope for others. Embodying hope ourselves. Let's take a nice deep breath now as we bring our meditation to a close and we prepare to listen to the divine word. And take a deep breath. Reading Luke's Gospel, chapter 5, verse 17 to 26. One day while Jesus was teaching, Pharisees and teachers of the law were sitting nearby. They'd come from every village of Galilee and Judea and from Jerusalem. And the power of the Lord was with them to heal. Just then, some men came carrying a paralyzed man on a bed. They were trying to bring him in and lay him before Jesus. But finding no way to bring him in because of the crowd, they went up on the roof and let him down with his bed through the tiles into the middle of the crowd in front of Jesus. When he saw their faith, Jesus said, "Friend, your sins are forgiven you." Then the scribes and Pharisees began to question, "Who is this who is speaking blasphemies? Who can forgive sins but God alone?" When Jesus perceived their questionings, he answered them, "Why do you raise such questions in your hearts? Which is easier to say, 'Your sins are forgiven you,' or to say, 'Stand up and walk'? But so that you may know that the Son of Man has authority on earth to forgive sins, he said to the one who was paralyzed, 'I say to you, stand up and take your bed and go to your home.' Immediately he stood up before them, took what he had been lying on, and went to his home, glorifying God. Amazement seized all of them, and they glorified God and were filled with awe, saying, 'We have seen strange things today.'" The word of the Lord.
changed, renewed, flowing from the grace that I found in you. And Lord, I've come to know the weaknesses I see in me will be stripped away by the power of your love. Hold me close, let your love surround me. Bring me near, draw me to your side. And as I wait, I'll rise up like the eagle, and I will soar with you. Your spirit leads me on by the power of your love. Lord, unveil my eyes, let me see you face to face, the knowledge of your love as you live in me. And Lord, renew my mind as your will unfolds in my life, in living every day by the power of your love. Hold me close, let your love surround me. Bring me near, draw me to your side. And as I wait, I'll rise up like the eagle, and I will soar with you. Your spirit leads me on by the power of your love. Hold me close, let your love surround me. Bring me near, draw me to your side. And as I wait, I'll rise up like the eagle, and I will soar with you. Your spirit leads me on by the power of your love. And I will soar with you. Your spirit leads me on by the power of your love. And I will soar with you. Your spirit leads me on by the power of your love.
Jesus says to the man, "Get up, take your bed, and go home." Take your bed and go home. What is Jesus saying to you? Put yourself in the place of this man this morning. paralyzed, unable to help himself, unable to get where he needs to get, having to be dependent on others constantly for their help, for everything. There's a chance that this might come to an end and he might be able to manage life on his own. But there's so much that stands in the way. So much that prevents him. Even coming to the man himself, the man happens to be in a building and there seems to be no way to get into the building. Sometimes we are like this man, we figure there's a way forward, but the way forward is fraught with such challenges that we wonder why we have been dealt this hand. And that's a real question, that we keep asking ourselves, why me? Why did this happen to me? Why did I have this path? And it doesn't help if someone says to us, you chose this path. You chose to have these particular experiences. You chose to be here at this time in this particular context. You chose it. It's yours. And then you wonder, why would I choose this? I must have been mad. But it's not about being mad. It's about the reality that this journey of ours is so much larger than we know. There's so much more to it. And we don't know much of it. But every challenge that we engage and every challenge that we stay focused and see through to the end, every challenge brings us closer to our goal, our ultimate goal. We will achieve that which we have come here to accomplish. Our desire is to be like Jesus, who with arms stretched out on the cross could say, "It is accomplished." To an onlooker, it makes no sense. To an onlooker, it seems like a wasted life. It seems like folly. Just like Paul said, we preach Christ crucified, a stumbling block to the Jews and complete nonsense to the Gentiles. You see, friends, it is the uniqueness of your journey. It is the uniqueness of your journey that matters, that you must understand, that I must understand. It doesn't matter if it seems like folly to the rest of the world. It is your journey. It is your journey. And only you can walk it. So, like I say to others, prepare yourself to be alone. Prepare yourself to walk the journey by yourself, because you can't walk it with another. You can have companions on the way. Jesus had many companions, but only Jesus was on the cross. You can have many companions, but only one person can walk your journey, and that is you. Even in the life of Jesus, Simon of Cyrene, he took the cross from Jesus and carried it the rest of the way. But it wasn't his cross. So he didn't go on it. Jesus went on it. We must understand this. And we must have hope. Just like the paralyzed man this day had hope. And he was not disappointed. He heard words that he really wanted to hear. Get up, take your bed, and go home. This is where we need to be as well. We need to get ourselves before the Master. And yes, we may need the help of others, but we need to get ourselves before the one that we could hear those words. Come home. Come home. You have fought the fight. You have finished the course. Friends, just keep that hope within you alive. That hope of becoming at one with the divine. Because that is our purpose. That is why we are here. That is why we are challenging ourselves and being challenged all day long. In order that we may be able to accomplish that hope that is ours. So let us not become wayward or weary, but let us continue day by day doing that which we know will carry us closer, ever closer to the divine, ever closer to the one who calls us into being. This is ours. This is our purpose. This is our time.